All right, so welcome to Best Practices in Salesforce and Outlook Integration webinar with SmartCloud Connect. So let me introduce myself. My name is Alex Sutler. I'm the Key Account Sales Executive at SmartCloud Connect for Salesforce. I guess many of you already been in contact with me either by email or on the phone, or we had a separate demo with you. So today I would like to discuss with you the value of SmartCloud for your business, what advantages you get using SmartCloud, let's say, versus other solutions, and what are the features available, and obviously how do you get started using SmartCloud Connect for Salesforce. So the ultimate goal for using a solution like SmartCloud Connect is to connect your enterprise system, your CRM, your Salesforce with your personal tools like your inbox. So the problem with this is that obviously whatever you have in your inbox doesn't go into your CRM unless your reps spend their time on doing their data entry, right? And obviously that consumes much of their time. In fact, there was one study according to which sales reps spend about 10–20% of their time selling, and the remainder of their time they just are doing their data entry, attending their internal meetings, doing anything else but not selling. Obviously, we want our sales rep to do their sales. We want our service people to serve our customers. And for this, they need an efficient integration between our enterprise tools and their personal tools, like their phones and obviously their email systems, Outlook, or their Office 365. So let me just introduce our company as well, in case if you haven't had the chance to hear about us before. So Invisible.io, we're the global provider of technology, products, and services. And so we meld together not just CRM with your inbox, but also your ERP systems, marketing automation, social corporate platforms. We work with many platforms. Salesforce is just one of those platforms. We have about 24 of platforms such as Oracle, Zebul, SAP, Microsoft, Amdocs, BPM Online, so you name it. And also, we've been mentioned by a few experts. So Gartner called SmartCloud Connect for Salesforce as a cool vendor in 2006. So Bill Gates, when he was doing a presentation on his Outlook, and when he wanted to give an example how great Outlook is to be integrated with third-party add-ins, he named us as a good example, Invisible CRM. So additionally, our main motto for our company is that we do not just integrate your data, we integrate your business processes. So the point of using SmartCloud is not just to have an integration of your Salesforce inside of your inbox. The point is to integrate your business processes to allow your reps become more efficient and productive. And today I will explain you what features that SmartCloud help your employees, help your reps, help you to work more effectively with your CRM data, to work with your clients, and to achieve better results. So one of the reasons why you would want to use SmartCloud Connect is you get the full view of your CRM data right inside of your inbox. So we all know what it's like, right? So if you don't have any type of integration, when you get an email from someone, you have to copy paste that email or a name and then paste that in your Salesforce, switching platforms all the time. And then you would want to look up for those records in Salesforce so you would know exactly what you are supposed to be answering in that email. So with SmartCloud, you don't need to do that. You have that records, those CRM records right inside of the Salesforce. Now, to make things even better, in case if you are missing any Salesforce object in your sidebar, you can customize that sidebar to tailor it according to the requirements of your reps, of all your employees. So if you have, let's say, separate departments, services, sales, marketing, each of those working with different Salesforce objects, then the sidebar can be customized so that each of those work only with those Salesforce objects that are relevant to their daily business processes. So additionally, another advantage of SmartCloud is that you avoid doing the double data entry and obviously wasting a lot of your time. So again, if you don't have any integration between your Salesforce and your inbox, you have to copy paste parts of your emails into your Salesforce, write in different descriptions, comments, etc. Now with the SmartCloud, there is no longer a need for that, because whatever data you have inside of your inbox, that data would be available for you in your CRM. And obviously, if you need to change any data in your CRM, again, you can do it right inside of your inbox. Additionally, SmartCloud is really great when it comes to using Salesforce templates. So we all know that composing an email, it's quite time-consuming task, right? And very often we may just take advantage of the templates. The problem is with that you would have to insert the template, then insert the first name of the recipient, the company name, etc. And again, that would consume your time. So with the SmartCloud Salesforce mail templates integration right inside of your inbox, you could use those templates from Salesforce natively inside of your inbox. And again, I'll show you today how that works. Obviously, a very critical part, SmartCloud helps you to avoid any data loss. So typically, the company has to depend on how diligent reps are on doing their data entry into their CRM system. And obviously, lots of data is missing in the CRM. So with the SmartCloud integration, with our synchronization functionality, we can synchronize literally everything what you have in your inbox, and that can become available in the CRM. And also even on your mobile devices. So a really, really great solution. Now, additionally, why SmartCloud is great, it helps your business processes. So let's say if you are in sales, SmartCloud can help you close your deals faster. So that way you have more time to work with more clients by closing those deals faster. And we have quite different features to accomplish that tasks. One of those is integration with the social media like LinkedIn. So whenever you get an email from someone and you don't know who they are, you can quickly have a look who they are to understand what strategy you are supposed to take, what solution you can offer that recipient, email sender, and help them with your own solution. And also, once you send them an email, you can know exactly when that email has been opened by the recipient. So you don't have to wait days or weeks for the next follow-up meeting. Instead, you can use SmartCloud to track email opens to know exactly when your email is getting opened by the recipient. Again, I'll show you that during the demo today. Yes, and SmartCloud, obviously, success to a key to successful business with your prospects and clients is effective follow-ups, right? So SmartCloud has a feature, it's called the Scheduler Assistant, that helps you set up your follow-up meetings with your prospects, with your customers in more effective way. And again, I'll show you today how that Scheduler Assistant works and why you would want to use it. So overall, SmartCloud offers bidirectional synchronization between your CRM, between your Salesforce and your Office 365 and Outlook. So you also can choose what data should stay personal in your inbox and what should go to Salesforce. You can work conveniently in your personal tools like your Outlook, like you used to, right? And let SmartCloud take care of the integration of data integration into your CRM system. So with SmartCloud synchronization functionality, you will always stay on top of things, knowing what interactions your reps have with each of your prospects and clients, and you can run a report how many emails your reps receive, how many emails they send, and obviously you can look what those emails have. You can do the KPI check on each of your reps. So this is a fantastic tool, and obviously I would suggest that you would try it in case if you haven't tried it yet. And I will show you today what the first steps you need to take to get started with the SmartCloud use. So the process of using SmartCloud is quite simple. We have the wizard on our website, and I'll show you that wizard. So SmartCloud is a fully cloud-based solution, so you don't need to install it individually on each PC of your computer, and that way um, you can do the rollout quite simply for multiple users. And then all you have to do is just log in into your Salesforce, and then you're ready to use SmartCloud. You're ready to control your business processes using SmartCloud. So today's on our agenda is webinar agenda. How do you use SmartCloud to capture every communication in Salesforce? How do you use SmartCloud to synchronize your Outlook calendar with Salesforce to keep track of all your activities? How do you assure that your emails are read by their recipients? And how do you increase the follow-up rate with your prospects and customers? And how you use Salesforce templates natively in Outlook? And obviously, how do you use SmartCloud on the mobile, on your cell phone or iPad, running iOS or Android? So let me get started with our solution webinar today. So let me just switch to my Outlook. And the first step obviously would be to log in into our wizard on our website. So you would go to smartcloudconnect.com smartcloudconnect.io/wizard. So again, it's smartcloudconnect.io/wizard. Then you would be prompted to just enter some basic information like your first name, last name, your email address, and the company name. So once you've got that entered, you click download, and here you are. So you have quite a few options to get started with the SmartCloud. So you can enable SmartCloud for Office 365, and if you are using Outlook 2016, the latest version, or if you are using Outlook web application, also if you use SmartCloud on your mobile devices, I would recommend the first option, enable for Office 365, and that also works with Exchange 2010, 2013, and the latest Exchange 2016. In case if you run an outdated version of Outlook, let's say Outlook 2013 or maybe even Outlook 2010, you can just download the desktop version of SmartCloud and use it from there. You can also use SmartCloud as an extension for your Chrome for Gmail accounts. So today I will show you how that works if you would install SmartCloud on your Office 365 or Exchange. So you would click Enable for Office 365. You would be prompted to log in into your Office 365. That would take you to the Office store. And yes, we are fully approved by Microsoft, so we are on Office Store. We're also approved by Salesforce, so we are also on the Salesforce App Exchange. So once you are here, you would click Install. That would get SmartCloud activated on your as your add-in in your Salesforce. And then what you have to do, you just have to put a checkbox. You would see something like SmartCloud Connect for Salesforce right over here. And so what you have to do is just put a checkbox here, and that would add that SmartCloud icon to the ribbon of your Outlook. You see, it just barely appeared in my Outlook ribbon. So the next step after you are done with activating SmartCloud add-in, you have to complete the setup. So once you click on SmartCloud icon, by the way, you can pin that sidebar if you're using Office 2016. So you can pin that sidebar using that pin, little pin, so it doesn't disappear from your view. Now, once you've opened the sidebar, you need to click Enable Now. Action required, synchronization component is turned off. So you would click on that to have the SmartCloud synchronization component turned on. And you'd be prompted to log in into your Salesforce. And the last step that you need to take is you would scroll down in your dashboard to the mail server connection, and you would click change settings. And over here, you would need to log in into your Office 365. And once you have logged in, you enter the email and the password, you would be able to complete the setup of the SmartCloud Connect for Salesforce. So this is that easy, doesn't require much of your efforts, and that's all. Now, let me show you what would be the typical use case for SmartCloud, how you would go ahead and start using that sidebar inside of your inbox. So let's imagine we have this imaginary employee or representative. His name is Alex, and so Alex had huge problems with his performance. He never had time to do his data entry into the CRM. Obviously, spent most of his time calling and sending emails to his clients. But his company demanded that he keeps records of his activities in the CRM, and Alex was just quite upset that he is not able to do that effectively. So one of Alex's colleagues advised him that he should be using SmartCloud Connect for Salesforce. So Alex just got an email from Todd Gardner, and obviously he's looking at the SmartCloud sidebar and sees that he has no records for Todd Gardner. It suggests to create a new contact or new lead. He sees that there is the company, an account, and so he would want to create that new record in Salesforce. Before he would create that new record, he wants to know more about Todd Gardner, who Todd Gardner is, and how he should be doing business with him, what solution Todd Gardner could expect from him. So what he does, he clicks on the sidebar on that arrow icon, and he sees that SmartCloud offers an integration with LinkedIn. So he clicks on LinkedIn and let LinkedIn to load and just find any details for Todd Gardner. And here we are. So I see Todd Gardner. He is the CEO, SAS Capital, and he can read more about his company, what the company does. Okay, that makes sense. All right, so now I have Todd Gardner's details. Okay, now let me create a record in Salesforce. So what Alex does, he clicks new lead, and he sees that, wow, SmartCloud already has pre-filled most of the fields in Salesforce. So I can add the website. Okay, I have the phone number. I can add the phone number as well. I can also add the description if I need to. And also, if I need to, I can add, let's say, the title into the Salesforce. Now, all I have to do now is just to click create. That's all. So with just 2 or 3 clicks, Alex has just created a new record in his Salesforce using SmartCloud Connect. Now, you can see that I have some more options with using SmartCloud Connect. So let's say I just tried to call Todd and I wasn't able to reach him. So using SmartCloud, I can leave a quick memo in description to say that left a voicemail. And I want to send an email. But I know that composing an email for each voicemail I leave would take a lot of my time. By the way, if you see that once I left that note, SmartCloud added the timestamp to the note, the date and the time, and also the Alex name into the description field. Now, so what I want to do, what Alex did, not to compose email manually for each voicemail he leaves, he has created a template in his Salesforce. Now he would use SmartCloud to take advantage of that template. So he'd click reply, and then using SmartCloud, Alex would be able to insert the template into the compose window of his email. So he clicks insert email template and then chooses the template that he has created in his Salesforce and clicks insert. And once that's done, we got the email already composed and ready to be sent to Todd. Hi Todd, I have just called you to see if you need any assistance with Salesforce and Outlook integration using our tool SmartCloud Connect. In my voicemail, I mentioned that I'll try to call you tomorrow, but feel free to reach me whenever works best for you, and this is my number, or send me an email. So by the time Alex finishes his 30-second voicemail, he will have the email composed, and all he has to do now is just click send, and that would send an email. So in case if Todd didn't have time to review his voicemails, say he's got 30 voicemails, and that would take a lot of his time to listen to all of those voicemails, then Todd definitely would have time to scan through his inbox, and he would see that Alex sent him an email and he tried to call him. That way, Alex can increase the chances that Todd would call Alex back or send him an email. Now, additionally, once Alex has called to Todd, he has a different option. So he knows that, okay, I called him today, but I promised that I'll call him tomorrow. Again, using SmartCloud, he can click Add Task and create a task for himself to remember that tomorrow he should call Todd. So he would write something like, call Todd, right? And then I would choose a time for tomorrow, 26. Additionally, I can choose exact time, and then once I have chosen the time and date, I click change time. So now I see the 26th of January, and now I can click save. That way, I've just easily created the task for my follow-up, so I won't miss on the follow-up with Todd, and I will call him tomorrow as I promised in my email template. Now, additionally, what I can do here using SmartCloud sidebar, I can use the functionality to suggest to meet. So let's imagine that I finally reached Todd. We had a nice conversation with Todd, and Todd was really excited about the tool that Alex has offered, about the solution that Alex has. And we agreed that Todd would start evaluating the tool, and I would call him next week. So I asked Todd, what is the best time to reach you, Todd? And he says, Alex, why don't you try next Wednesday or Thursday? What time? Alex, not sure. Why don't you try in the morning? So what happens here is that if I don't assign the specific time, if I don't offer a specific time, and at this time I can't do that, most likely when I try calling Todd next Thursday in the morning, I will find out that Todd is on the phone with his client. Then I'll call him again later, and I'll find out that he is having a meeting with his boss. Does it sound familiar? Right? So what SmartCloud has to offer, we have a feature that is called Suggest to Meet that would significantly increase the follow-up rate for your follow-up meetings or calls with your clients. So let's say Todd told me to call him next Wednesday and Thursday. Additionally, to make things a bit more complicated, I have to invite one of my colleagues to this call. So I have to make sure that I can offer the time for the follow-up that would work best for me, for Todd, and also for my colleague. So what I would do, I would use Suggest to Meet feature with the SmartCloud Connect. So I click Suggest to Meet, then I would choose the location, let's say phone, right, and give my phone number. And once I've provided the phone number, I can, in the meeting subject, let's say next step planning, right? And additionally, I can choose to share this event with my Salesforce. Now, once I've done this in meeting description, Alex will call Todd. Sorry for my mistakes. So now I have meeting details set up. The next step is to choose the time. So again, we've agreed that I would call Todd next Thursday. So using calendar, I choose the Thursday, so that's going to be the 31st of January. And then looking in my calendar, what SmartCloud does for me, it shows my meetings. You see my meetings are in blue, and my colleagues' meetings, they are in red. So I see that both of us are available at 5 p.m., 5:30, 6, 6:30. So I can propose quite a few different time slots for the call. And now I can click Next. Additionally, by default, SmartCloud would show my local time zone, but I can switch to the time zone of my recipient. And I know that Todd is in US Eastern time zone. So that automatically switches to his time zone, and I click next. And you see what happens? It inserts the time slots that I've suggested into the email compose window. So now once I send the email to Todd, he can pick any of those time slots. So he doesn't have to choose one time slot. He's quite flexible about choosing different time slots. And I can offer different days as well, not just one day. And then once Todd picks any time slot and confirms that time slot through the web browser, that would generate the meeting in my calendar, in Todd's calendar, and also in my colleague's Dmitry calendar. So you see, I'm the organizer of the meeting. I have two attendees, Dmitry and Todd. And so if he picks any of those time slots, that would generate the meeting for my follow-up. So the next week when the follow-up meeting is due, Todd will not be calling his client. He won't have the meeting with his boss or his colleagues, because he will see that meeting in his calendar, and he will remember that he will have a call with Alex. That way I can significantly increase the follow-up rate for my calls with Todd. Now, obviously another question that probably many of you ask, Alex, how does SmartCloud assures full data integrity between my CRM and my inbox? So I want to see my emails and also my calendar events in the Salesforce. Additionally, I want to see my Salesforce tasks and my Salesforce calendar events in my inbox. Can you do that? So yes, we can do that, and this is quite simple with SmartCloud Connect. So what you need to be doing is you would get SmartCloud and use this sidebar to log any of your emails into Salesforce. So let me show you how that works. So let's say, again, I got, let's say, an email from Laurie, right? And using SmartCloud, I have to pin that so it doesn't disappear anymore. So using SmartCloud, I want to save Laura's email to the Salesforce. So you see, SmartCloud tells me again that I don't have any record for Lori, and it suggests that I create one. So let me quickly create that record using SmartCloud. Okay, so she's Walters. Okay, so now I just created the record for Lori, and you see the next thing that I can do, and you see this is the account, this is Lori's details. The next thing I can do, I can save this email to the Salesforce without actually doing any copy and pasting. So on the top of the sidebar, it says email not saved, and if I click the arrow down, I can actually pick what record in Salesforce I would want that email to be saved to. So I just click save and get that email saved to newly created record in Salesforce, to Laura's contact that I've just created. Additionally, if I wish to, I can edit Laura's contact in my Salesforce. So I can go here and edit any of those fields. Now you will see that SmartCloud has this sentence here, or the message saying that show only important fields. So what are these important fields, you might want to ask? So important fields are those that are important to us, that we want to see from the first glance, and typically you would see them either on the first page, we call it adaptive UI page, or if you go into detail view and click edit, you would see that here on that page. But there are obviously many more fields on that contact in my Salesforce. How do I get access to those fields? So one of the options is that I can uncheck that checkbox, and that would show all other fields that are available in Salesforce. And again, I can edit those fields if I need to. So let's say I can just edit any value here and save it, and so that would save that to Laura's contact in Salesforce. Now, but using SmartCloud, I can actually choose what fields and what objects, what Salesforce objects I want to see in that sidebar. Remember in the beginning I told you that you can choose what records are important to your daily business workflows? So yes, I can customize that sidebar, and that comes with out-of-the-box solution. So what do? You click customization, and once you click that, that would create and open a new window in your web browser and would start loading all your Salesforce objects and all Salesforce fields into that window. Typically, that takes about 1 minute or two, so that way you can, since it has to load all the Salesforce records right inside of just one page. Now, once it's loaded, you will see something like this. So first of all, on top, you see all the Salesforce objects you have. And let's say in my job description, I need to be able to have case merge history object available to me inside of the sidebar. So once I click on case merge history, that loads the actual object into the sidebar. Now, if I click customize, I can choose what fields I want to see in that object. So I would click the plus sign to add those fields. Let's say if I don't need that field, I can click the X sign and remove it. Additionally, if I click on that field, I can choose that. This is where the trick is done. I can choose what field would be important to me, so it would show on the general view page, so I can see it from the first glance. Now I can click done, and additionally, you can see I can also choose how I would want SmartCloud to find those records for me. So you can choose by what search criteria SmartCloud should be looking up for records for you. So let's say in our leads in Salesforce, we have a custom field that is called second email. And so what we have done, we have added that second email field into the search criteria. So whatever values are in that second field in second email, that would be also found by SmartCloud based on the emails that I get from my customers and from my prospects. So literally, you can add an entire sidebar, and you can create a tailored view for each of your rep or for each of your division, for support, for sales, for marketing, allowing every one of them see only those objects that are relevant to their daily tasks, to their daily business processing tasks. And then once you have created such view, you can then go ahead and send this customization to your colleagues so that they don't have to do the same thing. You simply just add their names, and that would allow them to get this customization already done for them. Additionally, let's say if I'm in the sales department, I know that my boss already done the customization of SmartCloud. I can just choose my boss's name and get the customization from him, so I don't have to do it myself. So SmartCloud can be fully tailored for the requirements, for the business processing requirements of your reps or your different divisions that you have within your company. Now, additionally, you might be asking, so once I have the sidebar and I'm able to save my emails, can I do that automatically? Yes, you would be able to save your emails either manually, and again, like I've shown you today, you can click it here, save this email. You can click in detail view and click here, save this email. Or you can actually right click and choose categorize and choose Salesforce category. That also would mark that email to be saved to the Salesforce. And yes, you can also use this quick save to Salesforce button in the ribbon. So if you click on that, that would also get that email automatically saved to your Salesforce. Now, but there is an option for automatic email synchronization with your Salesforce. So let me show you how that works. So what you need to do, first step, when you are in the sidebar, you click Detail View, you go to the settings and click Sync Settings. That would load the Sync Settings page in the web browser. And first you would be prompted to log in into your Salesforce. And once you have logged in, and remember, we already been here when we were completing the setup. And that's the reason why we want to complete that setup, so that way our Salesforce can communicate with our Office 365 accounts, or Exchange accounts. So you would click on Sync Settings, and you would go to Detail Settings. in detail settings, you can actually choose what records you would want to synchronize automatically to your Salesforce. So if you enable the auto share functionality, if you enable this, that would synchronize your emails that you include into a field to their relevant Salesforce records. Now, if you enable the deep sharing functionality, that will also synchronize emails that you include in Carbon Copy, that you include in CC to Salesforce records. So let's say if I'm emailing Robert and Robert is into a field, then that email will get synchronized to Robert's contact or lead in my Salesforce. But let's say I'm emailing Kathy and she's in CC of that same email that I'm sending to Robert. So if I want that email to be recorded to Kathy's record, then I need to enable deep sharing. In that case, since Kathy is in CC, that email will also get synchronized to her record in Salesforce. Now, the same thing can be done for calendars. So another advantage of SmartCloud over other competitors is that SmartCloud is fully compatible with calendar synchronization to your Salesforce. So not only that you can save your emails to Salesforce, but you can also save your calendars. Now again, how do I get synchronized my calendars? So obviously you can enable the auto sharing for your meetings, and you can enable the appointments auto sharing. Probably I can feel that some of you already ask in their head, what's the difference between meetings and appointments? So meetings are those events that we set up in calendar where we typically invite someone else, right? So let's say I send you the calendar invite, you accepted, you're my attendee. So that would be a meeting. But you know that you also can set up an appointment in your calendar where you don't invite anyone, just for yourself as a reminder, as a task, and that would be an appointment. So if you enable the appointments auto sharing, then that appointment would also be synchronized with the Salesforce calendar. And obviously meetings would also get synchronized with the Salesforce calendar, but not only that, it also would synchronize with the relevant records in your Salesforce. So let's say if Alex sends an email to Robert, and Robert is his lead in Salesforce or contact in Salesforce, then that meeting will show up in the activity history of Robert's lead or contact. So really, really cool stuff. Now, again, I can feel that some of you probably already asking, but what if there are some meetings that I don't want to synchronize to Salesforce automatically? Or what if there are some people that I don't want their records show up from my inbox in Salesforce? So if that's the case, you can simply add them to the blacklisted domains. So by default, we do not synchronize your internal activities, your email exchange with your colleagues or your internal meetings with your colleagues. So that would not get synchronized, and you see your email domain would be already blacklisted here. But let's say I don't want to synchronize any emails that I get from Gmail. So I would type gmail.com, enter, and then that would add that domain name to the blacklist domains. So any emails that I send or receive to Gmail won't get synchronized automatically. And of course, I can also add some specific email addresses. So let's say if I have a girlfriend or if you have a husband, right? So you can add his or her email address to the blacklisted domain. In that case, those emails will not get synchronized automatically to the Salesforce. And obviously, you have to remember that SmartCloud will only synchronize your emails to existing Salesforce records. So if you, let's say, get some spam or whatever, or some marketing emails, those won't go to Salesforce automatically for the obvious reason, because you don't have any records for them in Salesforce. Now, using filters functionality, if you click on that, you can also choose what Salesforce data you want to show up in your inbox, in your Office 365 account. So if you enable calendar synchronization, any events you set up in your Salesforce will show up in your Outlook calendar. This is really helpful. Let's say if you have quite a few different reps in your company, and let's say I'm their boss, and I know that Jordan needs to have a meeting with Romeo, for example, or Alexandra, right? So what I can do, I can create an event in Salesforce, assign Jordan as the meeting owner, and SmartCloud would get that meeting synchronized to Jordan's own calendar. And so it would show on his own inbox in his Outlook or Office 365 account. Also, if he has his cell phone connected to his Office 365, to his work Office 365, it would show there as well. So Jordan would definitely not miss his follow-up meetings and tasks that are set up in the Salesforce. So yes, you can synchronize your calendars, events, your tasks, and also contacts. Contacts is also very good to synchronize, because obviously once you got those contacts synchronized, they would show up in your Office 365. So if you go to your inbox and click on people right here, so you click here. Once you click here, you will see that you have a folder that is called Salesforce Contacts. So this is where all the Salesforce contacts you have in Salesforce would be synchronized to your inbox. Additionally, again, using the sync settings, you can choose what contacts from Salesforce you want to customize. So if you click customize, you can synchronize all available contacts, only contacts that you own, or you can create a view in your Salesforce and synchronize just those contacts. So that's all possible. And then don't forget to click save. That's it. So that's what you can do with the synchronization part using SmartCloud Connect. Additionally, if you're in your calendar, obviously you might have a question: what if I've just created a meeting and I don't want that meeting to go automatically in Salesforce? Well, if that's the case, you just select any meeting. Let's say I have a weekly webinar right now and I don't want that to go into my Salesforce. And so I selected that, and in the Outlook ribbon, I can click on this icon called private. So if I click and mark it as private, that meeting will not go automatically in Salesforce. It only will stay in my Outlook. So any internal meetings you have, anything that is not related to your Salesforce activity, you can keep it as private simply by marking that as private. And additionally, obviously, you don't have to automatically synchronize your calendar events or your emails, right? Like I explained today. So if you don't want to synchronize those automatically, you would go to SmartCloud Sync settings. Obviously, in detailed settings, you would disable the auto sharing, but you still can synchronize your calendar events with the Salesforce, with the only difference that this time you have to choose what events you want to go into Salesforce. So instead of picking events that you want to keep as private, you would have to pick events that you would want to go in Salesforce. Again, how that can be done. So first way to do it, you just select the meeting and then right click on it, categorize, and choose Salesforce category. Changes the color to Salesforce category, and that would be marked for synchronization with Salesforce. Additionally, what you can do, you can just open that event and then open SmartCloud, and using the SmartCloud, you can save it the same way as you save your emails manually to the Salesforce. So you would be able to click over here, it would say email not saved or event not saved, and you would be able to click the button save this email. Or in detail view, you would be able to click this button save this event, and that event would go into your Salesforce manually. So, but obviously the easiest way is to just right click on that event like I've shown and choose Salesforce category and mark it with the Salesforce category, and that would mark that event for synchronization with the Salesforce. So that covers the synchronization part of SmartCloud with the Salesforce. And now let me show you, we are about to finish our webinar today. So let me show you what experience you get on the mobile device using SmartCloud. So advantage of SmartCloud is that you can use this solution not just on your laptop, on your work PC, but you may also use this solution if you are traveling a lot on the mobile device. So right now I'm just loaded my phone. You can see my phone screen now. And so first of all, to make SmartCloud work, you need to go to App Store and install Outlook for iOS, right? Because we provide integration with the Outlook. So you would type Outlook here. And so once you've installed Smart Outlook, you would have to connect your Outlook to your work mail. And once you are done, okay, I have that opened. So you would get a view like this. So this is my inbox, right? So how do I get access to SmartCloud? So what do? You click on any email, and let me just show another one. So you click on any email, and using SmartCloud, you can click on those three dots, and you can see all the add-ons you've installed. So if you enable SmartCloud for Office 365 or Exchange, you would see that add-in here. And then you click on the add-in, and yes, it would load exactly the same add-in that you typically see in your laptop with the same user interface. And you can do the same things that I've shown you today, right? You can leave memos in the quick description. If you got a call, let's say from David this time, you can log that call using SmartCloud. And then the next time when you have to touch base with David again, you will remember exactly what you've discussed during the call. The same thing, once you've completed the call, you can create a follow-up task. And also, if you have any attachment, by the way, I haven't shown that today, so if you do have any attachment, you can click on Files, and you can add that attachment under Files and Attachment in your Salesforce right from SmartCloud sidebar. So you can do that on your phone, or you can do that on your laptop. Quite convenient, huh? So, and yes, using SmartCloud, you can also view open statistics. You can suggest to meet functionality. You can share your availability and detail view. You can edit any of the Salesforce records that you have. So you can edit any of those records. So additionally, I recommend set up your SmartCloud with the to set up your phone, to set up your phone with your work account, with your Office 365. So you would go to Accounts and Passwords. You would click Add Account if you haven't done that till now, and you would click on Exchange, and then add either your Office 365 or your Exchange account that belong to your work. And once you have done this, you can choose exactly what records you would want to synchronize. So you don't need to synchronize your mail because you already have that on your Outlook for iOS. You would want to synchronize your contacts, and I'll explain you why. And you also would want to synchronize your calendars. So if you set up any meeting in your Salesforce or on your work calendar, and that will show up on your iPhone as well. Makes it very convenient. Like you see my emails here, and additionally, I would see my calendar events. Also, if you use Apple Watch, if you're an iOS user, you would see those calendar reminders on your Apple Watch. That is really convenient. I love it. I really love it. So once you have done this and you are synchronizing your calendar and contacts, so if you would open your calendar in your iPhone, you would see all the events that you have set up with your clients. So you see we have this webinar, and if I look on the other day, there are some other events that I've set up before. So they show up here in my phone. So that would come as a reminder. Now back to Outlook to iOS. So if you open Outlook for iOS, obviously you would be able to see those records. You would be able to create a follow-up meetings with your clients, and you would be able to see the contacts, Salesforce contacts that you've chosen to synchronize right inside of your phone book. So if you click on contacts, click groups, you will see that you have a folder called Salesforce contacts. So do you see that? So if you select that folder, Salesforce contacts, click done, and here you would see all the contacts you have in your Salesforce, and they would show up on your phone. So if any of those contacts would call you, you will know exactly who is calling. You would not have to ask questions like, what's your name? Can you spell it for me? Okay, and what company you're calling from. So instead, you would see everything right on your caller ID. You would see the phone number, you would see the email address, you would see their address, and obviously, as a homepage, you would see the link to their Salesforce record. So if you click on that, that would take you straight to their Salesforce details using the Salesforce for iOS. So really, really good thing. So I recommend you use that. So we have about 6 minutes left, and I suggest I will show you the last feature for today, and this is the track email opens functionality. So that feature is really helpful. So let's go back to our imaginary employee, Alex. So let's imagine that Alex wants to send an email, and he wants to assure that that email is read by the recipient. So what Alex would do, Alex would use SmartCloud feature, track email opens. How that works. So when you are composing an email, you have to make sure that either you have pinned the sidebar, so the sidebar loads itself, or if you don't see the sidebar and you cannot be bothered about loading the sidebar, you can simply click this little, we call it a magic wand, track email opens wand. So you can click on that, and what it does, it inserts a little image pixel into your composed body. And so once you send that email to the recipient, you will know exactly when that email is opened. I find it really helpful because typically when I send my contracts or I send my quotes, and we would agree, let's say, for follow-up in a week or two, right? But the problem is that if I wait that week or two and call then, it might occur that my email with the actual proposal even has not been opened. So to avoid this, I use track email open functionality that is provided by SmartCloud. And what happens is that once you send an email, you would look into this dashboard, view open statistics. So you click on that dashboard, and what it does, it shows you when the email that you've sent has been opened, the recipient's time zone, your own time zone, the location of the recipient, and even the device. Additionally, you can make it a habit coming to work and in the morning, click on the view open statistics and click on detailed statistics. That shows what the emails that you've sent lately also been opened by their recipient. So let's say I'll just send an email to George. So I can click on that, and that opens the actual email, and then I can see exactly when George has opened the email that I've sent him today. You see, by the way, I've used that voicemail template, remember, that I've told you about? So view open statistics. So George already has opened my email. So again, he's located in Warsaw. And again, looking in the detailed statistics, I see the location of other users. So again, back to our presentation. So SmartCloud is here not to integrate just your data, but your business processes. And we would be happy to help each one of you with your business processes integration. So these are my details. Alex Sutler, my email, alex@invisible.io, my phone number, +1 for the US, 650-897-4951. And also feel free to add me on linkedin.com/in/Sutler. And I would be happy to help you with your business integration, business process integrations. And we can help you with the rollout. We can answer any of your questions about our tool and make sure that you increase the productivity of your business and close more deals and make the life of your reps easier and by optimizing the business workflows. So thank you very much for attending my webinar today. Thank you for coming. It's been a pleasure seeing you today. I appreciate your interest in our tool. And please feel free to email me back should you have any questions about our solution. I would be happy to help you out with this. And enjoy the rest of the day and speak to you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.